Hey, and welcome to my journey. Today's video is a collab video hosted by Joan over at Joan's Pointed Plate. It's called Crocktober Collab. This is a collab full of crockpot recipes. Get it? Crocktober? If you followed along on our last collab, which was in September, that was Soup-Timber. You got, I don't know how many of us. There's a dozen of us at least. There's at least a dozen of us. You got that many soup recipes to choose from. You're going to have the same group of YouTubers this month to get a host of crockpot recipes. Now, if you are new to my channel, I will tell you that my journey is not like anyone else's on this list. I can promise you, I can guarantee you, no one is on the same journey that I'm on. I had gastric bypass on October the 4th. I started Weight Watchers in April of 2018, and I bounced around for 4.5 years. But in that 4.5 years, I lost 70 pounds. Now, it took me that long. I have some surgeries I need, so I don't really have that long to go. It's not, my knees are not going to last that long. They're just not. So I opted to go the route of gastric bypass. And it's not the easy route by any means. What I have had to do and what I am currently doing is not easy. And it will not be easy for the rest of my life. It is not a cure-all. It's not a, oh, you got surgery, now all your weight's going to fall off. No, that's not how it works. Trust me, that is not how it works. But I just wanted you to know we're all different. Some are on Weight Watchers. Some are on low carbs. Some are on calories. There's all kind of things that this group has to offer, but if there's something in a recipe that maybe doesn't fit into your journey, find a way to make it fit. Make some substitutions, switch something around. I'm sure there's no one on this list that would mind you adapting their recipe to suit your needs. I most certainly don't. Adapt it and change it any way you see fit. With any of my recipes, I don't have any I don't mind. You fix it to fit your lifestyle and your taste buds, because we're all different. I mean, if we weren't, we might as well just sit around and just eat like cardboard every day and we'd be happy about it, right? That's not the case. So anyway, I'm going to hush up talking. What we're making today is crockpot loaded baked potatoes. Super easy. If you like a baked potato, but you don't have time when you get home in the evening, you're like, I want a baked potato. Who's got an hour to make a potato when they get home from work and they're tired and they got things to do, they got a house to clean? Maybe you got kids running around, you got grandkids running around, you got a husband running around, he's hungry. So this is a way, start in the morning before you get your day started and have them ready when you get home. Or if you're like me and you don't work, you still get your day started, then you can do what you want to during the rest of the day and it's ready for you when your husband gets up to go to work. So now let's turn around and get started on those taters. To start our loaded potatoes, we need to bake our potatoes. So I've already fixed these. You need to have 4 like medium-sized potatoes. Clean them off real good. My spray's not working so hot. Give them a coating of spray. I'm using olive oil, avocado oil spray. And then I just have some kosher salt. And that is all there is to it. Put the lid on it and let them go for about 8 hours. You can check them at 6 just to make sure, depending on the size of your potatoes, to see if they're done or not. My potatoes are done. It only took 6 hours. So check yours at least at the 6 hour mark to make sure they don't get overdone, because overdone baked potatoes are not very good. They get dark inside. They get that weird flavor. So we want a nice white fluffy potato. So what we have to do now is cut them in half lengthwise. And you see, this is the thick side. I want you to cut it through the thin side. Let me put this down on this plate before I cut myself. So for now, we're just going to set them on this plate. So let me cut all these in half. Now, the next thing we have to do is scoop the potato out of the shell. Now, let me tell you, I let these cool enough to handle. Don't try to do them fresh out of the crock pot because you will burn your hands. We want to leave about 1/8 of the potato around the shell. So we want to get a lot of the potato out, most of it, but we don't want to break through to the skin. Like that. See how I just broke that? I was getting carried away. So I'm going to go ahead and scoop out all the potatoes. Okay, I have all the potato skins scooped out, and I'm going to set these aside so we can mash our potatoes. Okay, so we don't have to mix these with a mixer. We just need to mash them with a potato masher. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Now we're going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Then a 1/4 cup of milk. This is skim milk. You can use whatever milk you want. Then a 1/4 cup of Greek yogurt. Instead of the non-fat, I'm using the 2%. Okay. Then this is 1/2 cup of sharp shredded cheddar cheese. We only want half of it because we're going to save the other half for the top. Then we're going to stir this together really good. Okay, we have this nice and smooth, and we just need to fill each one of the shells. I'm not sure how full to make them, so I'm going to be conservative to begin with and then go back and top them off as needed. Okay, these are all filled. Now, I want to tell you could use sour cream instead of Greek yogurt, but the recipe that I'm following specified Greek yogurt, so that's why I use that. Now we just want to try to evenly add a little bit of cheese on each one. Okay, now that the cheese is on here, we're going to go back over to the crock pot. Okay, now if your crock pot was anything like mine, there was water and salt in the bottom. So I just took some paper towels and soaked up the water and wiped off as much salt as I could. Now, we're going to see if we can fit all these back in here. You will want to use a big enough crock pot that's going to hold double the amount of potatoes that you cook. And this is a recipe that's easily adaptable to how many potatoes you want to make. This is going to be a tight squeeze, I do believe. Okay, I'm going to, let's see, where do I want to put it? I'll set it right there on top of that one. Now what we're going to do is cover this and cook it on high for 25 minutes or until that cheese has melted. It has been 25 minutes. I'm going to carefully see if I can remove these potatoes. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's see if we can get the ones that match. Save 4 of these out for David for his supper. I figure he's going to want 1 potato at each meal. So that's why I'm giving him 4. You can absolutely use 1 as a serving. And I'm going to tell you in a minute what I'm going to do with these leftovers. So all we have to do is garnish with a little bacon. Okay, my bacon is falling all over the plate, so when he eats this, I'm going to have him get it off and put it on his potato. Now this is supposed to be enough for all of these. So honestly, I think I would do more than 2 slices of bacon. You could actually do more cheese if you wanted to as well. But I think he'll be fine with this. And then some sliced green onion. I'm spilling it everywhere. There you have it. Messy, but delicious. That is our Crockpot loaded baked potato. And that will do it for me on this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope if you make this recipe that you will like it. Now, you have to go and do some homework. You have to go to all the links in my description box. Be sure to visit every one of them to get a different Crockpot recipe from everybody. I saw the list and everybody's picked something different. So I think you'll find a lot of inspiration and a lot of good recipes. So that will do it for me, and I will see you in my next video. Oops, let me forget. Thank you, Joan, for inviting me. Okay, that's it. Guess what? If you're new here, you might not expect this, but if you've been with me, you do. I forgot to tell you something. I forgot to tell you what I'm going to do with these potatoes. I'm going to place them on a tray, probably my baking sheets, my little small one. Put them in the freezer until they're frozen. Wrap each one of them in some plastic wrap and put them in a plastic bag. And that way he'll have 4, either 4 servings or 2 servings, however he wants to do it, for later. And all I'll have to do is have some bacon and green onions for the topping. I will let them thaw out and probably just microwave them to heat them through, to tell you the truth. So now that is all. And I will see you in my next video.